Hey, look at that. It's Monday night and we're live. YouTube's favorite show, everybody. I'm so good at these intros.
Yeah. I was hoping that you'd guys be done.
The music was still
By the
going.
time I got back.
The music was still going.
It's a long track.
You disappoint me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. As you just heard from our friend here, Sergeant Buck, it is Monday night. We are locked and loaded. We are live.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
Loud noises.
Yeah. I'm not good at projecting.
I was just drinking a beer. Otherwise, I would have, done something.
Oh man, and I totally forgot to grab another one on my way back in here. God damn it.
That's on you.
I've had this is like my 5th one tonight.
What are you drinking?
Yeah, PBR.
Okay.
See, when you guys tagged me in the Discord to say get in here, I had literally walked through my front door.
Oh,
Close enough.
So
that's happened to me a couple of times. I have actually worked while you guys were live, and I was
and you regretted everything.
I was literally on the road home listening to you guys.
Oh, fun.
And by the time I got home, the show was over.
Yeah, that was
actually,
a quick one.
I did join that show that night. I don't know. I know.
Maybe.
Oh well.
It's been a long.
So how you guys doing tonight? How you guys been the last week?
Not crazy busy. Had 2 weddings to do on Saturday, one of which was fun. Wasn't that crazy. Unlike some. The wedding coordinator was a bit of a bitch, but what are you gonna do?
Did you tell her so?
No, because I don't like to do that. I don't like to start fights, especially when I'm working for someone else. Because then that makes our company look bad.
Instead of starting a fight, finish the fight. She started it by being a bitch.
Yeah.
You're just finishing it by telling her off. It's like, listen, lady, you're a bitch.
Well, it was a weird fucking thing too, because like we hired a bartender, and bartender gets to put the tip jar out. Well, we had spoken to the bride and groom like long beforehand when they were planning this thing, and we had asked, "Hey, is it okay if our bartender has a tip jar?" "Oh yeah, sure, no problem, whatever." Night of, I'm manning bar while the bartender gets herself some dinner. And the coordinator comes to me and says, "Hey, can you take the tip jar down? I've been told that you're not supposed to have it up." And I went, "No, we were told the bartender could have tips." No. The gratuity's been factored in, so she's going to get a cut of that." I'm like, okay, that's not what I was told. And then she talked to the bartender about it, and then the bartender talked to the bride and groom. Turns out the person complaining about the tip jar was the fucking mother of the bride. So it's like, dude, your fucking kids say it's fine. Make them happy. If the bartender's not happy, nobody's happy. I don't care about the fucking mother of the bride.
I'd be happy. I'd look at the bartender and say, "Just hand me that bottle right there. Here is a 10.
Oh, I should you not. After she was told to take the tip jar down, she did. And 5 minutes later, a bunch of people were like, "Where's your tip jar? I was going to give you $5." And she's like, "Oh, just take it down." And they're like, "That's bullshit. Here's $10." And then
Nice.
just please take it. And it's like, what are you going to do? Say no?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be making tips. So I think we're gonna add something to our contract with bartenders about how you have 2 options. Number 1, the bartender can have tips out. If you don't want that, the gratuity gets jacked up by another 5% or some. We haven't figured out a number, but something. So
My wife loves me. She brought me another beer.
Wow.
Are you sure she's not telepathic?
You know who doesn't?
No,
like-
I literally looked over at her and put my hands together and said, "Please, please, please," without actually making a noise. Pointed at the beer, put my hands together again, said, "Please, please, please, thank you, thank you, thank you," and she went and got me another beer.
You know you've got
Nonverbal communication, guys. Nonverbal communication is very key to having a very stable, long-lasting relationship with someone.
you've got to keep her. Right there.
She is.
There we go.
She is definitely a keeper. And holy shit! I just realized there's Japanese on the Pabst Blue Ribbon can.
Does it say? I don't know. I'd have to look at it, and then maybe
No,
I
it
could read
says-
half of it.
It says Blue Ribbon in Japanese.
Blue ribbon. I'm not doing that
It
again.
literally does. Like on one side of the can, it has Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Mhm.
On the other, it has Pabst and then Nihongo. Blue Ribbon. So I can't remember the word for ribbon, but it definitely says "ow" for blue.
Pabst Blue
As in-
something.
I like Pabst Blue Ribbon. What are you talking about?
I mean, it's okay if you need something cheap. I hate the people who say it's the best beer ever.
I will not say that it is the best beer ever, but for light beers, as in light colored beers, it is probably my favorite.
Well, there we go. That's fine.
Now, the best beer I've ever had, no joke, was 3 weeks ago when we were on our honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
They had the Legal Remedy. It's a local brewery up at Hilton Head, South Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
and they had this blonde mocha stout. It was amazing.
That does sound good.
It was amazing. They call the name of it was World Court, but it was so good.
That sounds killer.
I wish they sold it here.
So,
You're
You were.
what?
yeah. I still think Irish Death is better than anything else I've ever had. But, guys, I've had a fucking weekend.
Yeah?
Like, holy fucking shit.
Did you get laid?
So, I've worked 5 days in a row, which is uncommon for me, which means that I've had barely any time to do anything. All 5 of those days we were filming. Well, they were filming people in the house. You know, so it was all hectic. Everybody was freaking out, you know, all weekend. Stresses were high and all that stuff, which makes it great for, you know, an environment to come back to after you're done with work.
Yeah, you know.
8 hours. It's just I just want to check out and like disappear. Last night, filming wrapped, and I started cleaning the house because the entire house was covered in fake blood, like gallons of fake blood.
Jesus Christ.
We realized the water was seeping through the floorboards, and
Oh.
we were trying to figure this out. Turns out our plumbing was fucked, and water was just spilling out of every single drain that we had in the house. Toilet, sinks.
That's not good.
No, that's not good.
That's not good at
All
all.
these kinds of things. So yeah, so we like for an entire day we didn't have any plumbing because we were like, all right, nobody do anything with water in the house right now. And it was like water was coming up. So in order to make it so that we didn't have like an issue with like fucking up floorboards, we're heating the bottom floor, which is where I'm at. So right now it is incredibly uncomfortably warm. Because
Like, what's the temperature?
97.
Jesus Christ.
It's, it doesn't sound too bad.
Fuck it. Fuck you.
Hey, at least you don't have the sun beating down on you
This
while
is-
you're doing it with a hot fan blowing on you.
This is the
It's just so
Pacific.
comfortably warm, and I didn't want.
I am going to be empathetic and understand that you are not used to dealing with any kind of temperature over 90. And
Over
say, "That really
70,
sucks."
G. Really?
I said 90.
Wait, like, those numbers don't even exist around here.
It's like, and I'm going to say, Pav, I feel your pain. I understand. And I hope that things get better for you. All the while not meaning it at all, because that's my everyday.
Yeah, how do you live down there?
I like it.
Shorts.
Yes.
Lots and lots of
Actually,
shorts.
yes, absolutely. Before I joined the army, I didn't wear shorts. I just wore jeans. Always.
Mhm.
Forever. And then I started wearing shorts while I was in the army. And now I can't wear jeans when the temperature is over 87, 88, because if I do, I will have a bad case of swamp ass all day because I'm sweating so much. And when I first got my uniforms, when I first started working, actually, I was just wearing jeans because I didn't think I was allowed to wear shorts. And then I wore shorts for like 2 or 3 days, and it was amazing. The temperature was like 103, 104, and I wasn't dying. And then I got my uniforms, and they, instead of giving me like 6 pairs of pants and 5 pairs of shorts like they were supposed to, they gave me 11 pairs of pants. So for the next week before my honeymoon, I was wearing pants. It was miserable because they were the heavy yet light Dockers pants
Oh yeah.
that were navy blue, which they breathe more than blue jeans do. But they're also a dark color, so they get really fucking hot. But generally, I'm not very comfortable in temperatures under 70 degrees.
Yeah, it was fucking weird this week at the warehouse because so like I think the high for the day I went in was supposed to be like 59. It was kind of a cold day, so I'm like, okay, I'll throw a jacket on. We've got doors open in the warehouse while we're jockeying things around. That's fine. I'm wearing this really thin jacket, t-shirt, jeans, and I am fucking dying the whole time. It's like, okay, I gotta take this off.
Oh,
Can't do it.
it was that hot or something? 'Cause
Well,
at
just
first
I was moving around so much
Oh yeah,
that
dude.
it's like, goddamn.
Yeah, like when I was working warehouse, it's like I would wear a jacket during the winter just to the warehouse. As soon as I got into the warehouse
that sucker
and
came off.
walked in, that sucker came off. Because while it was 60 degrees in the warehouse, I was still sweating balls because I spent the entire time lugging 50, 60-pound boxes from
One end to
side
the
of
other.
warehouse. Yeah, one end to the other. And this was a big warehouse. It's like from one end to the other is at least 2 miles.
Yeah. Okay, my warehouse is not that big, but
Yeah, it was the Coach Leather main distribution point of northern Florida.
oh,
So
I see.
it was massive. It was so big that if you worked in the very back, which is where I was, you better speed walk if you want any semblance of a break.
Yeah.
Where you can actually have nicotine. Because they had 2 smoke points. The main entrance, where where all the warehouse sections were, and then the secondary entrance, which is where shipping was.
Mhm.
Shipping wasn't bad, but the main warehouse, you had to walk a good half mile from any point in that warehouse to get to the break area where you were allowed to smoke.
Jeez.
Yeah, and this was back in 2008, 2009, where you couldn't just, go into the bathroom and vape because vapes didn't exactly exist just yet. I mean, they were starting,
Right.
but
They hadn't quite taken off.
It's not that they hadn't taken off; it's that they hadn't gotten it right yet.
Okay, yeah.
So
that makes
you
sense.
take one drag and you're freaking overdosing on nicotine.
Okay.
Yeah, it was basically the water and nicotine cartridges where you were inhaling water vapor rather than them using the VG juice that they use now.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an emergency only when I was using one of those things. It sucked.
Yeah. If I were to hazard
And-
just real quick,
Go ahead.
if I were to hazard a guess, I think the warehouse I'm in is, maybe, if I'm being really fucking generous, maybe a quarter of a mile long. But we do a lot of same-day deliveries, so our turnover is pretty high.
Oh yeah, no, I bet.
So, we don't have any place to put things.
Yeah, I mean, I worked in receiving.
Don't die.
It's like I was actually a temp, so they would move me around to all the different places. I worked in receiving, and we would just have whole trucks full of boxes coming towards us,
Mm-hmm.
and we would fill up pallets, and those pallets would get put away, and then we would fill up more pallets, and they go away, and you just spend the entire day doing that. Then I worked in returns. Returns was actually my favorite place because it was a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was receiving, and it was putting stuff away in special slots, and it was shipping things out when there was an order for it, and so on and so forth. And then I worked in Dunnage and Seal. I hated Dunnage and Seal. You know what that is?
No, I don't.
Dunnage and Seal. Do you know the area where, at the end of the conveyor belts, almost where the boxes go and they get filled with the bubbles, and then taped up?
Packing, yeah.
Yeah,
That's not. We don't do that
that's-
at my works, but I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Dunnage and Seal. Basically, it was a big machine, and it filled up these bubbles, right? And
Yeah.
you had two different ones filling up the bubbles. You had the small size, and then you had the large size.
Mm-hmm.
You filled it, then you close the box up, and then you push it through a tape machine. And all it does is it puts weight down on the machine, and then it tapes it. And if you don't have enough bubbles in there, it would crush the fucking box. And the last time they put me on Dunnage and Seal, there's a reason why it was the last time they put me on Dunnage and Seal.
It was a one-time thing.
We were about a quarter of the way through the day. It's like it wasn't even first break yet.
Yeah.
When the other guy who was on Dunnage and Seal got caught smoking pot in the bathroom.
Good job.
Yeah.
Great
So
job.
instead of two people processing all of the outgoing shipments leaving that warehouse, it was one guy.
Great.
Yeah. And I didn't exactly have as much self-control when it comes to my anger at this time. So they didn't put they heard some words coming from me while I was over there. Because that's how I work through my anger is I yell and I cuss and I get mad and
It's like
things like that.
It's like an
So,
engineer.
If you walked through this area or by this area, you didn't see me. All you saw were the boxes. on conveyor belts that were stacked. And all you heard was "goddamn motherfucking blah 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 blah."
You would hear expletives you didn't know existed.
Yes, basically.
Sounds like my dad working on my car.
So that was the last time they put me in that Dunnage and Steel area. The other Dunnage and Steel area, which was only processing small packages, well, not small packages, just big packages full of small items.
Right.
That area is not bad, but there's only 2 lanes, so it was easy for me to go back and forth from those 2 lanes and make sure that everything that comes through gets through in a timely manner. The other area had 7 lanes.
Ay, ay, ay.
And I had
Fucking A.
to walk down those 7 lanes, push 3 or 4 boxes through one, go to the next one, push 3 or 4 boxes through the other, go to the next one, push 3 or 4 boxes through the next one. And unfortunately for me, all 7 of them were having malfunctions in the bubble makers.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was probably the worst day I'd ever had.
Uh-huh.
I freaking hated life that day. And I'm lucky, at the time at least, I was very, very lucky that I was as valuable as I was. I could work so many different departments.
Uh-huh.
Because I was being so loud and so explicit in my cussing.
Abrasive, let's put it that way.
Yes, let's go. I was being so loud, so abrasively loud with my cussing that if I had been anybody else, they would have fired me and said, "Dude, don't come back tomorrow." They never put me back in Dunnage and Steel though.
Yeah.
Except when they needed an extra pair of hands.
That
Because
sounds like
fine. I was fine when I wasn't overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I was fine. I was absolutely fine when I wasn't overwhelmed. But when they fired that one guy, which which rightfully they did.
Yeah.
I have no problem with them firing that guy, but they should have pulled someone from somewhere else to put in there with me.
Yeah.
I would have trained them in like less than 5 minutes. Dude, you put the bubbles in the box until the box closes and you can't push it down anymore. And then you push it through the machine and the machine seals it. And then you move on to the next box. That's it. That's all you do.
Yeah.
Now do it.
Do it. Yeah, that's probably gonna be me come mid-November. Because that's our peak, like, we're going into peak season now.
Oh
for
yeah,
distribution,
no, I understand.
And
it's like, yeah, when I was, the months that I normally didn't work was August and September. Because they just did not have enough
enough volume.
Product moving. They didn't have enough volume in the workload to have temps working.
Yeah.
But when September, at the end of September, usually October, they'd start needing people.
Uh-huh.
So they'd bring me back, and then they'd move me from department to department to department.
Yeah.
You know, because October, late September, early October, I would be in the marketing department sending out the decorations for Christmas.
Okay.
Then November would roll around, and I would go over to the picking department, and I would start putting together boxes of materials that people were ordering, right? And then they'd send me over, like, usually beginning of December, I would be over in the receiving department, and I would be slinging boxes.
Yep.
And then January through all the way up until June, I was usually over in returns, and I'd be processing the stuff that people sent back.
Yeah.
And then, well, usually around Valentine's Day, they'd have me in. They had a section for special holidays, like Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
They'd have me up there doing dunnage and seal up there, because they were all just small boxes, like 1 or 2 items.
Yeah.
So they were easy. They were quick. You could push like 100 of those things in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, you'd be shocked how fast we could sort. Like, we had a challenge the other week where if we sorted, I think we had a shipment. It was kind of a low volume shipment, but I believe it was 750 packages. And our manager says, okay,
Not bad.
if y'all can sort 750 packages in 15 minutes, I'm buying a pizza. And we fucking did it.
Nice, not bad.
So, all things considered.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Anyways, we've been off on this tangent for a really long time.
We're talking about work.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, let's actually get into what everybody is here to listen to.
Article review. Okay. I'm gonna run this meme into the ground.
Again, you guys had already picked the articles before I even sat down.
Got home.
Yeah.
Got home. Yeah. So, I'm going to push for one of them to be the first one.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
which one?
The Border Patrol.
Oh, I was hoping to actually save that one for last.
Let's say the one
you
for
know,
last because it's so.
end on a high note. Type of
Okay.
thing.
All right, then we're doing LAX.
All right.
Yeah.
So did you have a second?
LAX, it's fine.
LAX?
I don't know. The title is what was like. Wait, hold on.
Well, no, like, I
shit,
looked at
what?
that and went-
Gender reveal parties are literally ruining the earth.
Yeah.
I've already revealed it, so we might as well just go ahead and do it now.
Want to do it now?
No,
All right.
no. Oh,
What?
damn it. We can just tease it. We can just tease it and do LAX.
I mean, it's a
Okay,
fucking
okay.
high. It is a fucking good one because, like, what the fuck is the whole headline? You read the whole headline, it's like,
All right.
dear God.
Well,
But this one, we'll start
do
here.
the LAX one first then.
So,
All right, Buck, do you want to start? Or do you want me to start?
now I'll kick this thing off. All right.
All right, kick it off, Buck.
LAX airport to allow marijuana in carry-ons. Carry-ons. Ugh. Finally,
What the hell is a carry arn?
it's something to do with California.
Okay.
But finally, California does something right.
I don't think so, because as soon as you get to any other airport in the United States,
You're
Yeah,
hosed.
they're gonna. Yeah, they're like.
you're
this
fucked.
is-
Well, they
that's the
don't.
reason
They
why it
don't
doesn't
have.
make any sense to me.
They don't have external security, as far as I know.
No?
No, there's no metal detectors to leave the airport. Now, okay, let's
Man,
see.
I'm
Let's say you
actually-
bring.
Now,
It's like-
now that I'm actually looking at this, hang on a sec. The Adult Use of Marijuana Act. This is actually making me very tempted to move out to California.
Well, let's.
It might actually make all of the SJW bullshit worth dealing with.
All right,
Just
well, let's
maybe.
get into the article then.
Let's just jump into it.
All right, Mr.
From-
Impatient.
From CNN, Los Angeles International Airport, better known as LAX, has announced that it will permit travelers to bring small amounts of legal marijuana through security in their carry-on bags. But wait, that doesn't mean you can toke up at the airport, which is fine. You can get drunk at the airport. That's good enough. Pot is legal in several U.S. states. U.S. states. Is this necessary?
Yeah, they did the same thing with the title. The title is LAX Airport, when LAX includes airport in the acronym.
But if you say I went through LAX to a Chicagoan, they might not know what you mean. Anyway, but just I hate this. Fire editor. But not on the federal level. So you still need to study up before packing your bags on your way out of LA. Yeah, technically yes. In 2016, California passed Proposition 64, aka the Adult Use of Marijuana Act. The passing of this proposition means that as of January 1st, 2018, current year, it is legal in California for individuals 21 years of age or older to possess up to 28.5 grams of marijuana and 8 grams of concentrated marijuana for personal consumption.
Wow. That's actually, I think that's a lot more than Washington.
I think it is, but I don't know.
That's why I want to move out to the West Coast.
Because we at least have this. LAX is...
You guys at least have that, and it is a very powerful draw. But being in the same area as you guys would be kind of nice, because then we could do this all three of us together at the same time.
Right.
In the same place.
Think of the lack of time zone compensation. You'll just need to bring a ski coat.
Yeah, and when Pav is being a dick, I can actually tackle him.
You can try.
You can try. You can try.
Dude. I've tackled people 3 times my size, alright? Just because I bounce off does not mean I didn't tackle you.
I did it! Okay, where was I? LAX is honoring the same regulations in the airport, allowing travelers over the age of 21 to enter the airport and pass through security with the permitted amounts of marijuana. Okay, cool, whatever. The Los Angeles Airport Police Department will allow passengers to travel through LAX with up to... But you just said this! Read a statement on LAX's official website, which was posted in September 2018. Okay, so this is fairly recent. Fine, cool. That said, whether you can get busted for traveling throughout the U.S. with pot depends on where you're going. If you're traveling between 2 states where the substance is legal, such as California and Vermont, you should be alright upon landing. Okay, so Californians, if you go to Seattle, you're fine. But if your flight is going from LAX to a place where marijuana isn't legal, it depends on the laws in the state or country where you arrive. You are still subject to local laws wherever you might be going, even if you carry a valid weed prescription for the place where you live. Planes themselves are also subject to federal law, which means you can still face fines or detention for carrying pot even if LA police decline to prosecute. At a minimum, you don't want to miss your flight by getting held up. Pot or no pot, there are some advantages to flying through LAX. You might spot a Kardashian or a Real Housewife in the baggage claim. Why is this line in here? You could have stopped at the last fucking line. Oh my god, I'm gonna shoot myself. That's it. That's the fucking article.
That's the entire article. Well, yes. I mean, I guess that leaves room for what I'm about to ask. Do you guys want to see the new Hellboy movie poster?
I don't know.
Because apparently they just reviled it.
Reviled?
Yes, I'm making fun of J.D. Cimaroth here. He spelled revealed with an I, reviled. So you guys want to find it and
yeah, fuck it. Let's jeez. I know him.
Hellboy the
He is where's my internet browser here?
There it is. That's actually really badass.
Did you link it in show construction?
Hey, hang on.
Here, let me.
Boom. I did it first.
I ain't going to no Facebook. I
just posted the actual picture.
Oh wow.
Yeah, bring it up on screen, man.
Open link. No, go to the proper window. Jesus Christ.
Are you just listening to freaking like WWE wrestling. on
Sounds
my
more
TV.
like fucking Street Fighter.
Oh,
in the
you guys
background
talking to
there.
me?
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm sorry. Guardians of the Galaxy is on the TV that's like not even a foot over my head.
Okay.
Galaxy.
It's not Guardians of the Galaxy. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Hitchhiker's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
Guess we
just
have
gonna
this
go
on
ahead
stream.
and
Actually, this looks pretty. I mean,
and
this looks fucking cool.
turn that off. And now my wife is giving me the look. I'll turn it back on. But I will go back to
Jesus Christ, I am-
push to talk for the time being so that you guys aren't hearing random noises. I apologize for that.
It's fun. You're in a new house. Come on, have fun.
Yeah, well, I didn't know I didn't know if y'all would be able to hear it because it is kind of quiet compared to the TV that was sitting 3 feet away from me, but it's still pretty loud.
So
You gotta be honest.
with the new Hellboy, I have to ask: is Ron Perlman still involved?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
That is
That's
my
still
one and
Ron
only
Perlman?
question.
I mean, I hope it is because that's a pretty badass picture, and it does look like Ron Perlman.
Yeah, that's where I'm sitting at right now. That's why
Looks like he could give
Like-
Doom Guy a run for his money.
I was
No,
No.
not really.
I mean, I've seen
I'm
what
sorry,
I've
but
seen what the
Doom
Doomslayer does
Guy-
to a fucking knight.
Yeah, I've seen what a Doomslayer does to a fucking Baron, and no, Hellboy would not be able to do anything to Doom Guy. I'm going to step away for a minute. I
Yeah,
will
sure.
be right back.
All right.
so is this supposed to be like a prequel?
I don't know. I haven't seen the first two. There was what, Hellboy and then Hellboy and the Golden Army, something like that.
I've never actually seen a Hellboy.
I haven't either. I just know Ron Perlman's part of it, and Ron Perlman is fucking awesome. Because why the hell not? His payday cameo was weird, but that's about all I've got. You know, if they can just have fucking Hellboy go, "War never changes," then hey, we're good. Yeah.
So it looks like
Ah,
they
if-
have a new guy playing Hellboy.
Oh well, that's depressing. Oh, if it's a reboot, it better be a good one. Hmm.
I recognize this guy.
Really? Let me format OBS a little better to get the whole thing here.
Hellboy.
Because I like to do formatting on the fly, because I'm a good host.
So, Hellboy 2019.
Not that far. April till 2019.
Okay, so it is a reboot.
How you gonna beat Ron
It is gonna be a-
Perlman?
So David Harbour is his name.
I don't know who that is. If I did, I would be a little more excited. You're working on movies than I am, so
Okay, so very unfortunate, but he was like listing off the people who he was in Stranger Things. That's the reason why I recognize him. He's the officer from Stranger Things. That's the guy who's playing Jim Harper from Stranger Things.
I haven't seen Stranger
And-
Things.
And he was also in Suicide Squad. What a I hate that movie. I hate that.
Who did he play in Suicide Squad?
I do not know.
I didn't see it either.
I hated Suicide Squad, to be honest.
I mean, I looked at how they did the Joker. I'm like, okay, no. Deadshot was cool. I like Deadshot.
He played Dexter. Dexter.
In the TV show,
he was a throwaway character.
Oh.
Yeah, he was just one of the guys that was talking to Amanda Waller at the beginning of the film. Ugh.
And then he got shot.
Such a bad movie. Such a bad movie. No, I've actually never seen. So wait, is he voicing him too, or are we getting Ron Perlman as the voice? 'Cause I don't know how I feel. Like, from everything that I've seen from Hellboy, it was. I don't know. Like, it feels like that was his character.
Oh, he was cocky. He was tough. He was funny.
Yeah.
And and from what I've seen from the comics, that seemed to mesh pretty well. Like, don't mess with me, I've been drinking with skeletons. It's like, what? What? How do skeletons drink? Oh, man. Suicide Squad was trash. I didn't even need to see it to know. I'm not really too big on comic book movies, or comic books for that matter. Just comic book films, comic books. I'm like, whatever. You do you.
I hear from what a lot of people say. Like, the Hellboy movies were a pretty good adaptation of the comic.
I mean, if they're faithful to the comics, then they've done their job, as far as I'm concerned. So it's like making a movie based on a book. If you like, what is it? The Ender's Game movie, the one with Harrison Ford and Aisha Butterfield. I liked how it stuck.
This movie?
Huh?
Did you say Ender's Game?
Ender's Game, yeah. Like, I liked how it stuck to the book, but the pacing was so fucking awful.
It was weird as hell. Like, I remember this film, yeah. Ender's Game had such a weird pacing.
It's like, yeah, this was in the book, and this, and this, and this. Yeah, this is great. This is... Oh, we're here now. What? When do we get to here?
I forgot that Harrison Ford was in this.
Mm-hmm. As I forget what his name is. It was Mesa Reckham. Was it? I thought Harrison Ford's character was a B, but I don't. His last name was a B, but I don't remember. It'll come back to me tomorrow morning, I'm sure. Bridger? No, not Bridger. I don't know. Don't have to remember things. Doesn't work.
What was that? It was Pacific Rim, right?
I haven't seen Pacific Rim, so...
Pacific Rim had Ron Perlman, didn't it?
I haven't seen it, so I can't tell you.
Oh, sorry. Just trying to remember all the roles that
I mean, maybe
Ron Perlman was in.
Maybe it did, but I can neither confirm nor deny. What was the last movie I went to see? I don't even remember now. It might have been Guardians of the Galaxy 1. No. It was The Last Jedi.
That Ron Perlman was in?
No, that's fucking... We're on two different tangents here. Like, last movie I went to see, period,
was
The Last Jedi. And my parents are like, that was okay. And they're like, why are you so mad? Like, bitch, I'm a writer. I've studied plot and fucking character arcs and all this shit, and they did it all wrong. Like, why would you do these things in this order? Why would you have bombers drop bombs in 0G? How do the... Yeah. The bomber bay is open. Why do people have... it's open to the vacuum of space. Why do people only wear half-face respirators to breathe when their eyeballs can be sucked out? It's like, what the fuck? I'm so fucking mad. Okay, I get it. Yes, it's fantasy, but I'm sure space has to have some rules to make it seem like space. Otherwise, it's not space. It's quite simple. What are we talking about? Ron Perlman.
Well, we were talking about Hellboy, and then I want to just, to go see the things that Ron Perlman's done for some fucking reason.
See, clearly, I just need to set aside a night where I can have Mundane Matt on to bitch about The Last Jedi. And just The Last Jedi.
Everybody's bitched about The Last Jedi.
I know. I know. I mean, it'll make up for the lack of content on my main channel. I haven't made a video in almost a month because I've had no fucking time.
Yeah, you're working 2 jobs. That kind of that does that to you.
I mean, I did spend 12 hours yesterday playing fucking Destiny, so I probably could have done something then, but I was like, I'm tired! Oh, shit.
No, I noticed you and Rimshi and someone else was playing Destiny.
That was probably Kevin.
Yeah, I was at work the whole time.
Well, if we can make our days work, then hell, you should get on and we can party up and go murder things.
Do stuff.
This is a strange podcast now. We were going to talk about the news, and we're off about Hellboy and Destiny, and What is keeping things on track, Alex? We were talking. We went from fucking. We went from Hellboy to The Last Jedi to Destiny 2, in the span of about 10 minutes.
I haven't even gotten to try Destiny 2 yet, so shut up about it.
So what you're saying is, when you get to play it, you'd like help.
Yeah, actually.
Sign me the fuck
It's a
up.
bad game. Don't get it.
When I do get it eventually,
Hey.
probably around December, be able to December, January timeframe, I'll be able to get it.
Hey, Destiny 2 is a great game if you're hammered and need to shoot things.
I mean, I loved Destiny.
Hey, D1 was fun,
more
yeah.
of the same. All right. So what's the next article?
All right.
Next article.
Let's see now. Let's do
Do we have
3
much?
amazing things.
Oh,
Skip ahead to that one. Ah,
This
yes.
is the one I was wanting to do.
Yeah, I'll start this one off. Let me know when you got it pulled up.
Yep, it is up. I'm going to give it a couple of seconds to pop up on the stream. But
right.
you can kick us off whenever you like.
3 amazing things liberals are trying to ban right now. By Pluralist.
Our
Doesn't even-
favorite website.
This is a little old.
Our favorite one, and I've got a little ad in the right side of one of the types of belts that I want to get. It's wonderfully plugged, really nicely done. Anyways, I wonder if maybe banning humor or human happiness might not just be a shortcut to get to the goal that the left is looking for. That's a quote. It doesn't say who they're quoting, but it's a quote. We're living in a
George?
society, to quote George Costanza, and that inevitably means accepting certain strictures.
Why are you quoting a Seinfeld character?
I don't know, but it's kind of funny. But there's a big difference between "thou shall not kill" and China's ban on the letter N. Wait, seriously?
Yes. Yes, the letter N is banned in China.
Man, Elmo's gonna be pissed.
Why?
I don't remember the reason, actually, to be honest.
You're gonna start a fucking Sesame Street militia here. Goddamn.
Right? While liberals have yet to regulate the alphabet, good luck, they have recently pushed some pretty ludicrous prohibitions. The trend inspired Fox News populist pundit Tucker Carlson, our favorite
Our boy.
Fox News populist, to last month quip. What?
And then
How
the
does
quote
that-
above.
Quip to
How does-
the last. I think there should be an S, an extra S in that end part of the. I don't know.
You
Sure.
okay,
I
you
wonder
should
if maybe, and to move on to the quip, I wonder if maybe banning humor or human happiness might not just be a shortcut to get to the goal that the left is looking for.
They were
Oh,
quoting. Tucker
That's who they were
Carlson.
quoting him.
But
Okay.
it should say to quip last month, not last month quip. Technically, either one makes sense, but quip last month makes more sense. Fire your editor. God damn.
Right. I mean, it's here are 3 liberal-driven bans that prove his point.
What?
Plastic straws and balloons. I can kind of understand the reasoning behind the plastic straws. There's a whole bunch of moral outrage due to that one clip that they showed where they were pulling the straw out of the nose of a sea turtle, and it was all very heart-wrenching and tear-jerking and everything, so on and so forth. Democrats are cracking down on plasticware as though sporks were a threat to public safety, as opposed to simply an affront to human dignity. I like that. That's funny. Are we sure that Wizard of Cause Nick didn't write this article? In July, Seattle and San Francisco joined a number of smaller California cities in banning single-use plastic straws and other plastic utensils. Single-use plastic bags were already outlawed in both cities as well as across California. Also in July, Santa Barbara made it a crime punishable by up to 6 months in jail
What the
for a
fuck?
waiter to give a straw to a customer.
What?
And each 2 counts as a separate violation, meaning a generous server could theoretically be punished with years behind bars.
California, everybody.
Yep. The anti-straw
shit.
laws, along with similar corporate activism by the likes of Starbucks and McDonald's, seek to address the real problem of plastic ocean pollution. But people like straws and bags, and research suggests that environmental toll is a drop in the bucket. I'm tempted to click on that drop in the bucket link, but I'm not going to. Still, efforts to ban balloons, a source of joy and wonder for children, are reportedly on the rise. And the reason they're trying to ban the balloons, just like the reason they banned the bags, is because they look like jellyfish when they're floating in the water, and then the sea life eat them and they die.
Okay.
Oh god,
so
this
you
fucking
remember how you
image.
should-
Oh my gosh.
You remember
Hold on.
how you-
And other e-cigarettes. They're trying to ban e-cigarettes.
Okay, hold on.
And that
before
guy's
you
that's
keep
guy's
going.
vaping on a Nautilus, a Nautilus and a freaking Cool Fire 4.
It's a nice tank. I like.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
structure of
That was my first setup after my the starter pen.
So,
So I literally had a Nautilus and a Cool Fire 4.
so before we go on, you remember how you said you were tempted to click on the link of drop in the bucket? Each word is a different link. Sends you to an
What
article
the
about
fuck?
Santa Barbara crime for waiter bringing you his straw. In is a link to don't ban straws. Buck the is the real reason why so many cities and businesses are banning plastic straws. And then bucket is a article tags mentions after all.
Wow.
What is this website? I like the reporting, but then they do shit like this.
Wonderfully done.
Holy
That is
shit.
wonderfully done. Bravo.
It's like, I was like, wait a second, why does each individual want a different link? Oh, wait.
So, Juuls and other e-cigarettes. When it comes to ocean trash, cigarette butts are actually the biggest contributor. Yet Democrats have largely ignored that problem and instead sought to suppress a promising alternative: electronic cigarettes. Fuck you, Democrats. Their favorite target has been Juul, the sleekly designed cool kid of the of the e-cigarette industry that controls over half the e-cigarette market.
Still?
Citation needed?
Citation needed.
Yeah, no, it's... I mean, maybe a long time ago, but not anymore.
Yeah. In April, Democratic
That's
US
like getting mad
senators
at...
accused the company of putting an entire new generation of children at risk of nicotine addiction and other health consequences, and demanded that the Food and Drug Administration take faster and more sweeping action to regulate
Yeah.
e-cigarettes.
No, that's what a lot of the vape shops up here have been trying to deal with. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Oh yeah, no, I fully and utterly support the FDA having some regulation to prevent, people from just dumping a bunch of shit in an e-juice and selling it. But on the other hand, I know, like, when I was in Maryland last year and the FDA regulations came out, I know, like, there were like 5 separate shops that went out of business the next day.
Yeah.
Fucking Dick Durbin.
It's because it skyrockets the price to the point where, like, it's not viable anymore. People might as well just go back to smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, and that's basically what happened. Is I had to go over to, instead of using the small shops where the best juices were, I had to go to Avail, the McDonald's of e-juice. And they didn't have...
Eesh.
The e-juice wasn't bad, except it was like $15 for 5 milliliters.
That sounds excessive.
Right. 15, it was $15 for 15 milliliters. But I went through that in like
That still
3
sounds
days.
excessive.
It was excessive. It was massively excessive. Right now I'm buying 120 milliliters for like $40.
Well,
Not even.
I'm buying 100 milliliter bottles for $20. So
That
like,
still sounds excessive.
No, actually, it's not.
I don't know. I don't vape, so I have no gauge.
Yeah, I've been.
So like $20 a month that's not really comparable at all to like smoking that much.
So cigarettes, compare cigarettes at, like, right now, even in Florida, it's getting up to like $6 a pack, right?
Oh, they're
right.
They're $9 here.
Wow.
Yeah. Welcome to the Pacific Northwest.
That about a pack a day is the average for cigarette smoking across the country. About a pack a day, give or take 2 or 3.
That sounds right.
Imagine spending
$20 a month, or
compared to $300 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 times 30. Well, it's a minimum of like what, 180.
Because when I first started smoking, I could get a pack of Marlboros for like $2.50.
Yeah, and now it's been jacked the hell up.
Oh yeah, no, it's all over the country. It's been jacked up. I mean, it's like I kept smoking cigarettes in Okinawa because they were like $2.50 a pack still.
Yeah.
In Japan, they're like, whatever. If you want to smoke, it's your fucking fault. Spend money on what you want to spend money on.
Yeah.
But then again, they also have nationalized healthcare, so they're also like half their freaking pay goes to taxes.
And they're doing just fine. Somehow.
They're not doing too bad, I guess. Um,
All right.
let's see, where was I?
One of the senators.
One of the senators, Dick Durbin, say that 10 times fast. Dick Durbin, Dick Durbin.
Senator
Dick Durbin,
Cock
of
Durbin.
Illinois. Yeah, that's one way to say it. The Senate
You-
of Illinois pointed to a recent article by New York Times, part of a wave of misleading and thinly evidenced No, there was no evidence. Mainstream press coverage about Juul, which he falsely claimed had revealed how the company markets to minors.
So his tweet kind of
Yeah,
gets
I
under my
remember
skin.
that.
His
Yeah,
tweets are
I
from
remember
April
it too.
18th, yeah. It's like, oh, Juul is responsible because the flavors are fruit and candy. It's like, no. They
Yeah, they
fucking put
market
these things out in, like, maybe women like fucking kiwi flavored e-cigs. I don't know. Maybe men do. I don't fucking know. But
Right.
they're not responsible for what the fucking flavors are. It's a matter of who's fucking
Juul
buying.
Juul has denied targeting minors and has taken action to prevent them from getting a hold of its product. Anyway, that's literally in there. The data hardly supports the hysteria about a generational health crisis. A report released last month by United Kingdom's Science and Technology Committee in Parliament found e-cigarettes substantially less harmful than conventional cigarettes. 95% less, to be exact. That's actually pretty accurate. The report dismissed as baseless predictions that e-cigarettes could be a gateway to conventional smoking, including for young people, and suggested relaxing regulations to unleash the product's potential to help people quit. I know a number of people who used vaping to quit.
Yeah, that's what I did.
I mean, like, quit nicotine altogether.
Well,
I still
I quit
smoke.
smoking.
I still smoke cigarettes every now and then. Especially when I'm having a really rough day, or I forget my e-juice at home when I leave for work. Which happens more often than I'd like to admit.
So, as a non-smoking normie, what's the whole popcorn lung thing? Is that just a farce, or is that
No, that was actually a legitimate thing.
okay?
There was a particular brand that doesn't exist anymore,
Thank God for that.
that they found the chemical in,
Okay.
and they also found the chemical in other brands, but not because it was in the juice. It was because instead of them allowing the juice to actually wick into the cotton and then vaping, they were
Like
just
you
doing
should
what
do, it sounds
was-
like.
Yeah.
oh, wait,
They
they
were
weren't
allowing.
priming it?
Yes, it's not even. It's not even that they weren't priming it. What they were doing is they were hooking the damn thing up to a machine, and then just continuously running it.
Ugh.
So instead of the vape having like 10 to 20 seconds to wick more juice into it, they were burning the shit out of that cotton, which is where they were getting that chemical from. And it was still
Tastes kind of
like
weird.
a half. It was still like 0.5% lower. Not 0.5%. It was only like 0.5% of the amount that was found in cigarettes when you were smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
That's
I also am very careful about what I, because listening, and I buy this stuff. It's like just simply the vegetable starch, water, the flavoring, and if I buy
vegetable starch.
what it's called,
It's vegetable glycerin.
glycerin. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah,
Right, I'm
you have aside from the flavors, you have 3 ingredients: propylene glycol, which
Vegetable
is
glycerin. I mean,
you have propylene
glycerin.
glycol, you have nicotine, and you have vegetable glycerin. Propylene glycol is the majority when using like pen vapes because it wicks really, really fast. Vegetable glycerin is the majority when you're doing like sub-ohm vaping because it's thicker. It won't just pour out of the damn thing. So it wicks a little bit slower. However, because you're sub-ohm vaping, you're getting a much bigger cloud, so you are more likely to set it down for a couple of minutes after taking a drag. It's also sweet. So it's like a sugar. So it sweetens whatever flavor you put in it.
Hmm.
All right, moving on.
Moving on.
According to the Centers for Disease Control, the youth smoking rate has hit a record low, and youth e-smoking has ticked up almost imperceptibly. 0.6% among middle schoolers and 1.5% among high schoolers in the past 6 years. Isn't 2012 when vaping actually became a mainstream thing?
I'm trying to think of when it became a meme, and I'm trying to think it became mainstream.
Vape
Yeah.
Nation.
Yeah, Vape Nation.
No, that was after.
So, no, Vape Nation was like in 2016, 2017.
Yeah, it was long after I left fucking tech school. So I'd say Vape Nation was 2015 at the earliest. So
The next thing that they're trying to ban is Uber and other ride-hailing apps. Speaking
Why?
of resisting progress, I don't know. That's what we're trying to find out right now. Speaking of resisting progress, New York last month put the brakes on the local. That's why. It's because it's cutting in on taxi cabs, and taxi cabs have a union, and the union own the politicians. Okay. As a result, Uber, Lyft, and their competitors will not be able to add new cars to their Uber population. He actually said put in there. Uber population, New York City services. But can you make sense to that sentence?
okay, I will make sense right now, and I'll do it with a sound. No. You put in a fucking article. I'm coming for you, you motherfucker.
Yeah, that's a really nice
Why
sounding.
the fuck
That's a
would
really-
you do that?
That is a really, really, really nice sounding airsoft gun, but it just doesn't have the bang that it should have.
I mean, I could fire it off, but that would not end very well.
Hang on a second. Let me get it. Let me get an appropriate sound for that soundbite. Hang on.
Putting in a fucking article. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? I'm waiting.
Yeah. The entire audience is waiting.
Put it in into the fucking voice channel to make it sound right. I'll be back in a hot second.
Oh, you're just leaving me? Why?
You'll be fine.
Get on.
I'm going like 10 feet away, so it'll be fine. Fucking bottles.
Well, stop drinking so much, then you wouldn't have so many bottles. Oh, okay. Well, it looks like I'm all here alone. Hello, everyone. This
Hey, buddy.
is Auntie Ass Chicks here, and turns out somebody else is back. I'll
Yeah, I am back,
okay.
and I'm going to voice activity. Where did Buck go?
He left.
Why did he leave?
Who knows, pig? Who knows?
I'm going to come for him.
Yeah, you kind of messed
Phrasing.
that up.
Phrasing.
Yeah, you messed that up a little bit.
Now I have to wait till he gets back because I actually have the right sound. The sound of the 45 ACP. There he is. Hey Buck.
Yeah.
This is what a real one sounds like.
A real airsoft gun or a real gun?
A real gun.
That sounded very
feel like-
crunchy.
Well, you needed to do it a little bit closer to the mic.
You want me to do it a little bit closer to the mic?
I did mine kind of far away, so go figure. Which one sounds
will
more
not
real? Audience, you decide and vote on it next week.
I will not load a magazine into this thing because all of my magazines are loaded.
Yeah, mine are empty, so I can do that. I know they're empty. That's just a slide, yeah?
Yeah, that's just the slide. I'm not gonna put a magazine in this thing because all of my magazines are full.
That's a good rule to have.
Yeah, it's 45. It would put a pretty big hole in the ceiling.
In
My
the
folks would
wall
be
and
very
the wall behind it.
My folks would be very displeased with me.
That's what my
Sorry
dad's
it
got
took
9
so
mil.
long for me to grab it out. I actually keep it locked up, so
That's
because I'm a
fair.
responsible gun owner.
Unlike what's his face who did Parkland.
Alright. So, let's get back to the article, because we've been on this tangent for a little while. Speaking of, there we go, where are we? As a result, blah blah blah. Why? Legislators blamed the rapid rise of ride-hailing for contributing to traffic congestion. That's bullshit.
What?
And despair, and even suicide among taxi drivers.
What?
Okay. So...
Citation needed.
Yeah. Citation needed indeed. City
Oh my
Council
God.
member Robert Holden said the law would give the city some breathing room to study the situation, which he called just out of control. But nobody who doesn't drive a taxi in New York was complaining of having too many transportation options.
That sentence
Critics-
hurts to read. But nobody who doesn't drive a Who the
Yeah.
fuck is this? Is there a name? I gotta
Critics.
look.
No, it's just
No,
says
there's no name.
pluralist
I'm
by
disappointed.
pluralist.
Holy shit.
Critics.
Fire your editor. Jesus Christ.
They didn't have an editor. That's the whole point of it,
Evidently.
not having a name to it. Critics, including the affected companies, pointed out that ride-hailing has been hit precisely because taxis were found lacking by comparison. Too high wait times and costs, and too little service. They're not wrong. I mean, when I could freaking spend $20 on a Lyft or an Uber that would cost me $150 on a taxi, I think I'm gonna go with the Lyft or the Uber.
Mm-hmm.
Some noted that the new laws would likely be especially hard on poor and black New Yorkers. What?
Because
Research has shown that
You
Uber
know.
and Lyft better serve both groups. Okay, so they were keeping them separate. They were two separate groups.
segregated lift rides, everybody.
Apparently, being progressive sometimes means driving society in reverse, and that is the end of the article.
Just working that slide off and on again.
Yeah,
Just makes a pretty sound.
it.
I mean, it does.
I don't know. There's something that just doesn't feel right about it right now.
I'm waiting for the gunshot and the shit.
I know.
I know
what
it
it is. I know what the problem is. It's because there's not a round going into the chamber when I do that right now. I'm gonna put this thing down now.
Before people think we're all psychopaths, which, you know. If you're on YouTube,
Beer?
you gotta be. It's the royal we, okay?
Wait, royal we?
You know, like when Queen Elizabeth says, "We are not amused." By we, she means herself, so therefore. Okay. Does that make sense? Yes, no?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to... I mean, I have a gun right here. It's not real, but I could shoot myself with it. I'll just be very unhappy tomorrow morning.
Well, we would be amused. Do it.
Well,
Do it.
the only problem is I don't have a gas cylinder around, so... So much for
Sorry,
that.
I'm trying to see. Whoa, wait a second.
Huh?
Mara Taylor was an NCIS. She's actually aged quite a bit too since I last saw her.
Who's Mara Taylor?
You know the director lady from Bones?
No?
You never watched Bones?
I have, but I not enough for it to stick.
Okay, so she was the director of the department. If you don't know who I'm talking about, it's not really.
I'm looking it up because I'm...
She was very, very attractive, and now she just looks old.
Google, I asked for Mara Taylor, not Mara Wilson. Fuck off.
Wow, all of the actors of NCIS have aged quite a bit, except for Gibbs. He was already old.
He doesn't age. He just doesn't age.
He was already old. I'm trying to get to freaking the lady, the chick that did freaking Ziva right now. Hang on. That's all I'm doing is clicking through right now.
Xena, Warrior Princess?
No. Ziva. From NCIS.
Oh, the goth chick.
No.
No? Shit!
No.
No.
The Israeli
no.
chick.
Yeah. Okay.
Jesus.
Shows you
You
how
never-
much I
have
watch
you never
NCIS.
watched- Yeah, I was gonna say, have you never watched NCIS?
Once.
God damn. Stupid. Fucking. Takes so long
Jesus
for some of
Christ.
these ads to load that it freaking moves the freaking link that I'm clicking on just as I'm clicking
Tonight
on it,
on
so it
Locked
takes
and
me
Loaded,
somewhere else.
Buck doesn't know TV characters. Hooray.
Yeah, that's you.
Jesus Christ.
Damn it! This is taking too long. I'm about to give up. Wow, this is taking way too fucking long. Alright, you know what? Next article. Fuck it.
Next article. Which is going to be what?
Children's.
We've
Children's book, yes.
We've kind of out of order, but here we go.
It's alright.
All right. This I gotta show the image because Jesus Christ. This, while I read this headline,
Wow.
it's that bad.
It is that bad.
Children's book author
title.
takes a knee next to Colin Kaepernick cutout to teach kids about, quote, whiteness. That fucking cutout. He looks so
What the
confused.
He does.
It's like, what the fuck? Why are you doing this? I just want to be mad about something, but not you. Jesus Christ.
You did. Holy crap.
Quote,
You're eating, aren't you?
it's fucking dinner time, fuck you.
I'm hearing the. And it's starting
Listen,
to piss me off.
maybe I like this beer too much. You don't know. You can't know.
There is a distinct difference between you and your food and you and your beer. I can tell.
Shit, he's on to me.
I totally am.
Okay. Quote. Question everything you're being told about your goodness and your value as a white person.
Wait,
Fuck you.
what?
Oh!
Wait, what?
What?
Hold on. What?
Are you... What?
Wait.
A white... Holy shit.
What?
Wow.
Man.
That's a quote.
Trick-
Jesus Christ.
That is one hot quote right there, buddy.
Tricky Dick would be all over this. Jesus Christ.
What? Okay. Oh.
A white children's book author took a knee next to a cardboard cutout of athlete and activist Colin Kaepernick, pick one please, while reading from her new book about, quote, whiteness. Anastasia Higginbotham is an essayist. That's not a children's author. Those are two different things. Her book series, Ordinary Terrible Things, seeks to make complex social issues from race to divorce to... What? From race to divorce to... Oh my god. From
This is
race
pluralist.
to divorce
Germania Rodriguez.
to race. Oh my god. Why is race mentioned twice?
I understand why they wrote that. It's like...
What?
I understand why they wrote it. I just can't put it into words. I have to step away for a second again. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I got this.
So,
Everybody in the audience, all like 6 of you.
Well,
I'll
7.
be right back.
We'll live. Race from divorce to race, accessible to children. Offering a way for kids to cope with change and loss by making meaning out of whatever broken, ragged, or unraveling life circumstances they face, according to her website. Huh? Her upcoming book, quote, Not My Idea, a book about whiteness, uses illustrations and collages. There's a word missing here.
to tackle the issue
It says
of racism.
Illustrations and
Yeah, but it
collages
should be
tackles.
to
It should say to tackle. Fire your editor. Holy shit. That's gonna be my one catchphrase is fire your fucking editor. Oh my god. Tackles the issue of race and the complicity of ordinary white complicity of ordinary white people? Ay. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Oh my god. As a teaching aid, which is about as, professionally qualifying as flipping burgers at a fucking McDonald's, Higginbotham created a cutout of a kneeling Kaepernick to be used in readings throughout her book tour, she told the Jamestown Sun last week. And he did a shit job at it. He looks confused. Colin Kaepernick kneels for justice. He kneels for an end to police brutality. He kneels for equity and education and economic justice.
Equity. He kneels for equity.
I said equity, but
I know. I'm just emphasizing. He kneels for equity.
Of all.
what is economic justice? What is it?
It's just another way of saying.
Not it.
It's just another way of saying take the money away from the rich people and give it to the poor people. That's what it's
called.
saying.
That's called socialism.
Yeah, but this coming from a fucking athlete who is paid
millions,
way more.
And here's the kicker: he's a backup quarterback.
This inside is really starting to piss me off.
Fucking A. I feel you. So, Shields North Dakota newspaper. So I'm going to kneel next to him as I read. Ay.
Okay, hold on. Let me read this one page from the collage, I guess. Some white people joined the leaders of Black Liberation. Angelina Gimarke and Sarah
Grimke.
Gimarke. Grimke. Okay. Liberation equals love plus freedom.
I mean,
Nina Simone.
you could say that applies to the U.S. soldiers who liberated the concentration camps in 1945, but...
We still have spots available. Okay, it's just a promotion for... Okay, alright. This hot take on whiteness is just like... That's what's keeping me... so
Hold us more.
confused right now. The author, who did a reading in Minnesota State University, Moorhead, last week, said she was moved to tackle racism in 2014 when police killings of unarmed black men and the Black Lives Matter movement became a common topic in the media.
Pop can read, everybody! I wish I had super chats, but this is probably too edgy for super chats.
I'm not afraid to look at painful history in which people who took, like, someone laughed or coughed, it threw me off.
Wasn't me.
A history in which people who look like me did things they never should have done. I want to look at that history. Higginbottom. I'm reading Higginbottom, not Higginbottom.
That's what I'm reading.
Yeah,
I'm reading Higginbottom.
It's semantics, but yeah.
All Higgin their bottom.
Maybe it is pronounced that way, I don't know.
I fucking know. It's my fight and my liberation that is tied up in Black liberation. I'm just gonna keep saying Higginbottom. Higginbottom explained that it's not enough for white people to feel sorry for those who suffer from racism. Something she teaches her own son at home.
Oh.
Every chance we look.
No.
I'm surprised she hasn't taught her son to be a daughter. I'm not even joking. I'm surprised she hasn't at this point taught her son to be a daughter instead.
Fucking Christ.
Alright. Every chance we look for an opportunity to let them know that white superiority is a lie. That white innocence is a lie, she said. Question everything you're being told about your goodness and your value as a white person.
So
Jesus Christ.
she's racist as shit.
Shit.
I mean, goddamn, talk about a case of white guilt.
Predictably, many conservatives did not take news of Higginbottom's kneeling next to a cutout of a controversial activist lightly. And now we have a few tweets from random people named Lied, Tried and True. Higginbottom is disgusting, and if you appear or your books appear in any children's classroom, none of mine will be there.
None of your books or none of your kids. This is important. This is important.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm assuming none of the kids, but wording, hey, phrasing.
Remove more than 2 million criminal illegal. Woof! Woof!
Oof.
Oof. Oof.
Woo!
We're approaching peak spice right here.
Yeah, from conservative snark X. I don't know what the X
Can
is.
I stand on a Kaepernick cutout and read from my illustrated Trump book? Donald J. Trump, first 100 days. Contract with America.
Wow.
And then he said something very, very true. He'd get attacked by a liberal.
Outrage over Higginbottom's teaching methods comes amid concerns by conservatives that liberal politics are increasingly interfering in children's education.
Infiltrating.
The author, however, infiltrating. This is the reason why I don't want to read. I don't know why I started, but here
I
we
don't know
are.
what you did either, but
You're doing well, Pav. You've done most of the article. There's only a little bit left.
The author, however, knew her new book would spark backlash because of the subject matter it presents. There's no way to talk about white supremacy without people getting upset, including people of color, black and indigenous people, she said.
So, wait. Black is separate from people of color?
Apparently.
Sure.
Bold-faced
I'm
question
not
mark there.
Apparently, according to
Jesus.
whoever... Oh, this Higginbottom. Apparently, black people and indigenous people are different than people of color.
Boy, don't tell Evergreen that.
I'm not entirely sure how to take that.
Neither am I.
What? You just need to take it like a man. Let it go balls deep.
Fucking shit. What's next?
A severe bout of depression.
And heavy drinking. Most likely.
No, I don't have enough beer left to do
go
the
that far?
heavily drinking part. Yeah, no.
I'm out of beer at this point.
Goddamn, I'm not.
Alright. So, the next article is one that I'm not...
Next
are we doing
article.
Are we doing the Georgetown professor?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Georgetown professor says white GOP senators deserve miserable death after Kavanaugh hearing. Oh, it's Kavanaugh hearing one.
Did you guys hear the Kavanaugh hearing?
Yeah.
I watched the highlights of it.
Yeah. We had it playing in the background while we were moving stuff in and out.
It was...
A farce?
Well, I think the most memorable part of it was at the end of it they had, what is it, 3 senators that
Lindsey Graham.
that were kind of they were on the fence, and so people were trying to get them to vote one way or the other, and one of them decided to vote yes on Kavanaugh. And after he did that, he
changed his mind.
No, he got confronted.
Oh, no, yeah, confronted in the elevator.
By like a bunch of
like a freaking horde of freaking rape survivors. I would say they were just a bunch of fucking hysterical people.
Yeah, because they were all saying that because he voted yes, their experience doesn't matter. And when I heard that, my first response was, no, bitch, your experience. That sounds terrible, but, like...
I need you to actually repeat that because you roboted on me.
Oh, it did? Okay,
yeah. So,
like, one of them had made the claim that because he voted yes, that, that means that her experience was just, like, didn't happen or something, or wasn't important or something along those lines. And my first response that I had hearing that was, "Oh, bitch, this has nothing to do with your experience."
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't someone who was accusing Kevin, just a person who had a sexual, and like, it sounds cold. Because I'm being, I'm sounding like I'm being an ass to someone who probably
you kind of are. But no, it's entirely accurate though. It's just like your fucking experience has nothing to do with Kavanaugh.
Yeah, because it wasn't Kavanaugh that did it. So what happened to you is irrational to say that it is in any way connected to the Kavanaugh hearing. And at the same time, it just sounds manipulative as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't stand that kind of stuff. like I understand someone freaking out about actually being sexually, like, not freaking out. I can understand someone like having that experience, and that being like extremely traumatizing and all that kind of stuff. And I feel for them, but at the same time, using that to emotionally manipulate something that is completely disconnected is just
Disingenuous,
yeah.
morally ambiguous.
Morally devoid.
That's the word.
That's a better term.
That's a much better word. All right, so getting to the article itself.
Yeah.
Let me actually bring the damn thing up. An anti-Trump professor at Georgetown University is taking heat for a tweet saying white Republican senators who were at Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh's hearing Friday should be castrated and endure a miserable death. Dr. Caroline, how did I know it was a woman?
What does this
Christine
have
Fair.
to-
We're getting
What
into
does
that
this
part.
have to do with race?
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ. You were roboting so hard.
Am I?
Yeah, yes, you are, dude. It has everything to do with race because they make it about race. She's a fucking feminist, dude. And what did you expect was going to happen? Of course, it was going to be white men that she was specifically attacking. Dr. Carol Christine Fair, an associate professor in the security studies program. The fuck is security
What?
studies? At Georgetown, said white Republican senators. Oh, excuse me. It's almost 11 o'clock for me. White Republican senators, specifically Senator Lindsey Graham, Republican, South Carolina, who defended Kavanaugh in a fiery speech, deserve miserable deaths. Fair went on to say in her Saturday message that the living should castrate their corpses and feed them to swine.
Fucking A.
This is an example of unhinged. All right. So if anybody were to call what Kavanaugh's speech and his emotional situation, you should look at this and realize that this is what unhinged means. I am not going to actually read that tweet out loud.
No, because that's like, what the hell?
The week before, Fair went on a profanity list. Okay, I'm getting tired and I'm kind of drunk, so bear with me. Profanity-laced Twitter tirade against Kavanaugh, calling the embattled nominee a rapist and perjurer. She described the GOP as a fucking death cult and filthy swine. One Georgetown student pointed out the oldest Catholic university in America would not recruit students with this kind of behavior in their online portfolio, and it makes no sense coming from distinguished professor either. I don't think people that Georgetown yes, it is. I don't think people that Georgetown actually employs should be held to a significantly lower standard. One student told Campus Reform. And clearly, any of her students that see this rant are going to feel threatened if they have opinions that differ from hers. Yep. Fair told Fox News the tweets are part of her private speech and referred to a blog post she wrote on her personal site in which she chose her words specifically. And they were intended to make you uncomfortable. You lying cunt.
That sentence
Anti-Trump Georgetown professor goes on profane... it's a link to a different article.
Yeah.
A Georgetown University spokesperson told Fox News the views of faculty members expressed in their private capacities are their own and not the views of the university. Our policy does not prohibit speech based on the person representing ideas or the content of those ideas, even when those ideas may be difficult, controversial, or objectionable. I mean, good on them for supporting freedom of speech.
Yeah.
While faculty members may exercise freedom of speech, we expect their classrooms and interaction with students be free of bias and geared towards thoughtful, respectful dialogue. Like that's going to happen with this unhinged person.
That's for sure. Like, holy
And that's
shit.
the end of the article.
Thank God it was short.
Right? I'm actually exhausted right now.
We want to call it here then? Or do we want to get to the crux of the evening, which will be... I'm sure I can blitz through it.
No. We're going to do the crux of the evening. We teased it earlier.
Right.
We have to do it.
We gotta... Can't leave our audience hanging. That'd just
Do
be
the
rude.
honors,
All right.
Puff. Where did you go, Puff?
I think his
fucking-
download speed is borking.
My internet is complete. I'm getting
Yeah.
5 megabits per second download and like 1 megabit per second upload.
He's having a
Which
bit of a...
is probably what's giving you issues is not so much the speed, because that's an average speed based on spurts. So you might want to reset your router after the stream to fix that.
Yeah, I know, but that's the reason why I'm growbotting.
Yeah, it is. So,
Um,
this...
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Bub.
So this last article, I took one look at the headline and went, what the hell is this? Border Patrol agent admits to accidentally starting 45,000-acre wildfire after gender reveal goes wrong. That alone, without any context, just made me go, what the fuck?
So, to put some context into things, a gender reveal is a party where expecting parents reveal the gender of the child at a party. That's it. That's all that is.
That's literally it. So, how does one thing lead to another? A Border Patrol agent in Arizona has pleaded guilty to accidentally starting a massive wildfire last year while off duty at his wife's gender reveal party. Dennis Dickey, 37, of Tucson, admitted Friday to igniting the sawmill fire, which burned more than 45,000 acres and caused $8 million worth of damage in April 2017, according to a press release from the Arizona U.S. Attorney's Office. Admittedly, the way they want to do this sounds fucking fun. As part of the gender reveal, Dickey shot a rifle at a target containing tannerite, a highly explosive substance, which was meant to explode with colored powder upon impact. That sounds fun! Honestly.
It does. It does.
Like-
He probably had the ratio wrong.
Probably did. Quote, "It was a complete accident," Dickey told a judge Friday, according to the New York Post. "I feel absolutely horrible about it. It was probably one of the worst days of my life." Unusually high winds of around 40 miles an hour and lower than average rainfall contributed to the fire's growth, which took about a week to contain, the Washington Post reported. Dickey, who immediately called the fire department and admitted to starting the fire, was charged with a misdemeanor for violating U.S. Forest Service regulations.
What?
This is charged with a misdemeanor for violating U.S. Forest Service regulation. Where it goes to next, I think this gets a little too severe. He has been sentenced to 5 years probation, not severe, and will be required to pay $8,188,069 in restitution. How do you come up with fucking $8 million?
This doesn't make sense.
Jesus Christ. He will also be making a PSA with the U.S. Forest Service concerning the cause of the fire. A little late for that, pal. People on Twitter couldn't help but make fun of this disastrous outcome. Quote, gender reveal parties are literally ruining the earth, one person wrote. Quote, only you can prevent gender reveal parties.
Oh, dude, my favorite one. Is it a boy or a girl? No, it's a fire. Congratulations.
Quote, okay, now can we please just stop with the gender reveal party, someone else wrote. This isn't the first time a gender reveal party has gone wrong. A grandfather-to-be was smacked in the face with a ball full of blue powder after the batter struck out at a baseball-themed gender reveal in California. Oof.
That's hilarious. I actually want to kind of read that article, but it's late. I am falling asleep in my chair.
It is very late.
Am I still roboting?
You sound fine.
Okay. So I decided to go look at that last one. Okay, can we please stop looking at the last one? And then I decided to look at the comments because it was on Twitter. So people said agreed, gender report, a bunch of people were talking about this. And then the one that was, how Twitter has that thing where it'll block out messages that say bad things? And
Yes.
you have to, accept to see them?
Yes.
So there was one on here, and I clicked accept to see it. And all it read was why it was an accident. Should we all stop driving cars too?
And that's hidden because it's offensive or abusive?
The guy's name is Jimmy C. #MAGA.
Well, it makes sense. They don't like whoever his name is content. Just like all the YouTubers that they've demonetized.
But Twitter
No
doesn't
last
do
week
that.
alone.
But anyway,
Did I say Twitter?
Yeah,
you said they and it implied Twitter.
Wow.
But
I
you're-
said Twitter.
But it
Wow.
is late o'clock. We've gone for about a little under 2 hours now, I think.
Okay.
And Pav is
Okay,
being a robot.
Everybody?
Pav is roboting like crazy again.
Pav is roboting.
Ladies
like
and gentlemen.
fucking fallen.
Ladies and gentlemen, and assholes. I know they're out there. This has been your Monday Night Locked and Loaded. Thank you for joining us. Please remember to like and share tonight's episode. The more you like and the more you share, the more people see, the more people keep coming back. And the more incentive we have, well, who am I kidding? We were going to do this anyways. Buck, do you have any closing statements?
E-cigarettes are okay, I guess.
Goddamn right they are. Pav, do you have any closing statements?
He's muted himself.
I am a robot.
Yes, you are. And my closing statement is I'm tired as shit, so I'm going to bed. Good night, y'all.
All right. Good night, everybody.